Hey guys, in this video I'm going to show you a new wireless video system that I've been testing out from CineGears. I've tested out a few of their products before. What's kind of unique about this system is, well, there's actually two things that are unique. First is its long range and port thanks to this giant antenna that you see up here. Now, you don't have to use it with this antenna, which I'll kind of get into. But yeah, this antenna really extends the range of the system. But also another cool thing is that it's a system that has two channels. So basically, you can transmit two separate cameras and receive it on one receiver, which I have up here. And then this one receiver will allow you then to output the signal to two different video sources. But anyways, this is the receiver. It can be powered various ways. And then this giant thing I have up here is the antenna for it. But first, maybe before I kind of get into all the details about kind of how you set it up and how you use it, I would basically maybe I'll just show you guys one of the tests that I did. I did various tests, kind of testing it out through, going through different walls and different kind of interference and different signals and things like that. So let me show you guys the most important test, which is the range test that I did with this whole system. All right, as you can see up here, I've got the receiver with a V-mount battery connected to the large antenna because I'm going to be walking away really far, just to test basically the range of the system, see how far I can go before we start losing the signal. You'll be able to see just how well the signal is being received up here on this monitor. And I'm going to be walking away with the transmitter, which is connected to the Blackmagic Pocket Cinema 4K camera. And we'll just see how well it works. Anyways, let's get going. Gonna see how far I can go. This is 150 feet. 150 feet distance. This is how it looks. 200 feet. 200 feet. This is what kind of signal I'm getting. And now I'm at 300 feet. So quite a bit of a distance. You can't even really see the antenna that well. But anyways, I'm gonna keep on walking. 400 feet. This is distance of 400 feet right now. All right, now I'm at 500 feet, and I'm still gonna keep on walking because I have a feeling that this antenna still works. 700 feet away, still gonna keep on walking, see how far I can go. This is 1,000 feet away. Now I've completely lost track of how far I am, but I'm, what is it, about 4 blocks away. And I'm just gonna have to check on Google Maps and show you guys on the screen how far exactly I've gone. I really don't think there's any point in going any further because I really don't see why anybody would want to transmit a video signal that far. So I am now behind several cars, and yeah, that's not perfect clear line of sight. And I am back. So hopefully this test showed you guys just how well this antenna works and the receiver on a really long range. So as you guys can see from the test, definitely you don't have to worry about the range of this thing. It can work at an incredible range, which based on my own tests, I haven't been able to actually reach the limit of this. Just again, I don't feel like going that far away from this from the receiver. So for any normal use, whether you're using this for like a film production, but even if you're using this for live broadcast, where maybe I think this could be really well used for something like let's say if you're broadcasting a sports game and you have different cameras all over the stadium, and then you have one place where you have the receiver. Again, it's going to cover pretty much any size stadium, no problem. So that's the great thing about it, and the range, one of the reasons why the range is so good is because of this antenna. So this antenna, by the way, you can use this with some of the other wireless video systems that CineGears has, but I think with this one, it's paired. It basically works really well because it kind of allows you to, the whole mounting system kind of works where the antenna allows you to match or attach the receiver to it, and then you put the whole thing up on a standard light stand, and it has a kind of light stand attachment there on the bottom, and then you can power it various ways, whether it's P-tap, batteries, or AC or DC cables. You have different connections up here, but then instead of putting the standard antennas that you get, which are the same antennas you see on the transmitters, just the 4 single antennas, you basically connect these 4 cables to this giant antenna, and then that essentially is, is going to pick up your signal. Now, the only thing to keep in mind is that if you want to use this big antenna, it is very directional. So in a small space like this, you probably won't see a difference. Whether I'm, like right now, I have these 2 monitors basically feeding off of the 2 cameras that are filming me. And whether I pointed at them or pointed to the side, it still works. But in my tests, if the antenna is not pointed more or less in the direction where the cameras are, or let's say if it's like completely backwards, then at a distance around 50 feet, you'll start losing the signal. But as long as you have more or less the antenna pointed, then as you saw from the tests, you can keep on going, and you're not going to lose the signal. So it's kind of a cool, I think, together as basically a combo. And like I said, you can output the signal to whatever monitors or switchboard or whatever it is that you're using it with, and you get 2 independent signals coming in off of the 2 different cameras. Now there is a system. Maybe I shouldn't say there is. I think the CineGears has another system like this one, but the one that has 4 channels. But don't quote me on it, because maybe I'm. Maybe it's just wishful thinking. But anyways, check out their website and you can see all the details. The one that I got myself here is, like I said, for 2 cameras. For like a typical film production, I usually shoot on 1 camera. But even if there's some rare cases where I'll have 2 cameras running, this is plenty enough for me. Some of the other things that I like about the system is, aside from the fact that you can power it various ways, like I said, V-mount batteries, PTAP, all that stuff. The transmitters actually also can be powered off of PTAP, or like actually it has like a LEMO, basically power cable, so you can power it. You can get different adapters for it, and you can power it many different ways. But you can also power it just using the Sony NPF style batteries. Just plug it on the back. So if you're working with a camera that doesn't output power, or you don't have a V-mount battery attached to it, or a battery with a PTAP connection to it, then you can still use it with those Sony batteries, which is good because it means it's just, you can use it with more cameras. Another thing is the transmitters accept both HDMI signal and SDI signal, and the same thing with the receiver. So the receiver up here has 4 outputs. So it has 2 HDMI outputs, which I'm using right now, and then it also has 2 SDI outputs. So again, and they're interchangeable, so it doesn't matter which system you're in. Line 1 will always output, over both HDMI and SDI. So that's kind of cool. It's almost like a converter, right away in the box. You do have a menu up here. You can change the channels and different settings and things like that. But to be honest, I've never even bothered with it, because whenever you start up the system, it will kind of scan the signals in your area and it picks the best signal, the one that has the least interference. And then the same thing with the transmitters. So it kind of always seems to work right out of the box, which is good. But if you want to, you can further customize it over there. What else can I talk about the system? I mean, overall, it hasn't failed me. It works. I've been using it now for just over 2 months. And like I said, it works really well. I got it actually almost 3 months ago, but I've been kind of more heavily using it, whether here in the studio or in some locations, for about 2 months. And again, I haven't had any problems. There is a slight delay. I mean, it's going to be, something you're going to expect to have with a wireless video system, but it's not really that noticeable unless you connect it through HDMI, which up here, these 2 monitors happen to be HDMI. So I don't know if you guys can see here in the close-up camera, but there's definitely a little bit of lag. But as you'll also notice, the lag here on this monitor the delay is a lot bigger, and that's because, well, first of all, HDMI itself introduces lag, but then also you got to be aware of your monitors. And as you'll notice, these 2, are coming in, and this one, the monitor from Aperture, has just way bigger lag than the one here that I have from Field World. But yeah, anyways, that's the system. It works really well. I'm happy with it. So if you guys are maybe looking for a wireless video system, but one that requires you to send more than one, basically, video signal, then instead of going with, multiple transmitters and then multiple receivers and having to power all of those and things like that, I think this is a great way to go about it. And if CineGears actually has the 4-channel version, which, like I said, I'm pretty sure they do. But anyways, check out on their website. But yeah, if you need more cameras, more thing, then get that one. And if they don't, then again, go to their website and give them hell. Tell them you want that system with 4 cameras. Because I know for a lot of broadcast stuff, maybe 2 channels might not be enough, right? But for film production, I think this is plenty. But yeah, anyways, this is the dual system from CineGears, dual wireless video system. Works really well over long range, and it allows you to receive 2 camera signals. Oh yeah, and by the way, I forgot to say that you don't have to use the latest here transmitters that they have. This will actually work with some of the other transmitters that CineGears basically produce. So if you already, let's say, bought a system from CineGears, then you can use the receiver with that, and then maybe buy another transmitter and things like that. So you can mix and match it, which is, again, it's a good thing to know that it's kind of almost, I guess you could say, backwards compatible with the other CineGears kits. Anyways, well, as always, if you guys want more info, check it out on my website, or follow the links in the description of this video. And if you guys like this video, let me know by leaving me a comment. Hit that like button, and if you want to be extra, well, send basically extra love for a bit of gratitude towards me, then head on over to my website and subscribe to my newsletter, so that you can actually talk to me through my newsletter, but then also I can talk to you guys, and I can send you little updates and things like that about what I'm up to, or maybe meetups or camera gear giveaways and things like that. Anyways, once again, my name is Tom Antos, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.